Hello friends, welcome back to Joyful Half Acre. I'm Kim and I am outside shucking corn. I was given a whole bunch of corn by a friend of mine. My corn flooded. I had planted it in a new location this year. Usually I plant it in a different garden of mine where my tomatoes are this year, and tried it in a new spot, and we've had so much flooding, so much rain here in Iowa this year that it just flooded. And so I didn't get any, and I happened to be at a 5K race watching my son race. I do some of them with him, but I didn't do this one. And I was talking to a friend that I saw after the race and about her freezing corn, and I mentioned that I didn't have any because mine flooded, and she graciously offered me corn. And I was expecting, you know, a couple dozen, just enough to eat, and she gave me a couple boxes and a bag full and a ton. So we had corn for supper and gave a little bit away to my oldest son, and now I'm freezing it. Which is such a blessing. I mean, you know, when you go out and talk to people and you know, talk to friends, it's amazing the blessings that the Lord will give you through your friends. I consider this a huge blessing. And now it's hard work. I wanted to show you the rest of my garden too, not just my flooded area. I also tried to plant onions this year. That was kind of a no-go too. They didn't grow. I actually didn't plant them at the right time. I planted them way late, and so they didn't look the best. And then the place I had them, I didn't weed it the best, and so it was pitiful. I got, I think, 7 onions. But you know what? My 11-year-old came in and he's like, "That's awesome, Mom, though, you got 7. Isn't that cool?" He was so excited for me. So it's perspective. You gotta look at it from the exciting point of view, not disappointed. And then I planted tomatoes too. Those are doing really good. I also planted those way late. I was very busy in May this year and didn't get them planted in time. And so by the time I did, I was a couple weeks behind everyone else. Everybody else is getting all these tomatoes. I have gotten 2. And then peppers also. I planted those in my garden with my tomatoes, and those are growing pretty good now too, but then again, those are way behind too. But that's okay. You know, as long as I get them, even if I'm behind everybody else, that just means when everybody else is done with their tomatoes, I'll still be getting them. You gotta look on the bright side of everything. Other than that, I didn't plant anything this year. I took kind of a year off. I didn't plant as much. I knew I was gonna be busy. I was kind of stressed. I've been reevaluating my life, you know, trying to bring more joy to it. And so I kind of did less this year, but that's a good thing. Sometimes you need to take those years off. I'm excited for next year. Had lots of ideas of what I'm going to do and how I'm going to grow my garden and do more, and so it's good to take a year off. What I did grow this year pretty good was sunflowers. I've got a lot of them. Those are not really for eating, well, other than for my chickens. They love sunflower seeds, but they're just for the beauty of it. I had kind of thought I kind of grew a line of them in one of my back gardens. Figured it would be a block from like when the neighbors spray pesticides on their field. Maybe it would block some of that blow over into my garden, because last year I had a little bit of that, and my melons got a little bit of that pesticide on them. And so I thought that would be a good idea to kind of block, and I think it would be if I would have planted more back there. So next year I'm going to plant lines of sunflowers along the field side. That way it will be kind of a block. When I'm shucking corn, like this one is not good for eating, but I have chickens and they're gonna love this. So I just sit some of them that aren't really good for eating aside, and chicken food. It's still a blessing. And that's pretty much my garden for this year. It was very small. I'm just now starting to get things, but oh, what a blessing to be able to have a garden. And hey, you. Hey, you. They're so cute. We had a really good batch of kittens this year. Oftentimes our outdoor cats, we have tons of them, and they'll have kittens, have a batch, and you know, sometimes they won't all make it. Sometimes they won't make it at all. I mean, it's outside, it's a farm, but this batch did really good, didn't you? This is Dewey. Huey, Louie, and Dewey. We've got 3 white ones with orange on them, so it's Huey, Louie, and Dewey. This one has a dot on his head, so I know he's Dewey. That's how I remember. And Huey's a little bit more orange. Gotta do something to remember their names. And then we had Journey and Explorer. There was 5 of them in this batch. They did really good, and I love having a ton of outdoor cats because they eat all the mice. And this year, he's being so cute sitting down there. This year, they've been frog catchers. We've had so much rain here, but we have had so many little frogs in our ditch and stuff because it's full of water, and they have been killing them all, which I love because I don't like frogs. So they're my little pest control army, and I love it. Anyway, that is my garden and my cats for this year, and I'm excited for next year to grow more. I am gonna go finish shucking all this corn and then take it in and freeze it. I did a small little bit of this the other day, maybe like 1/6 of it, 1/8 of it, and got 7 quarts of frozen corn. So I'm gonna have a ton. I will have plenty for all year at least, and what a blessing that is. So thanks for watching today, friends. I hope you like this video. Subscribe to my channel and continue to join me in this joy-filled life. Thanks. Bye.